Today on Tricrow Studios, we talk about why I bought my Marshall JCM 800 2203. Then there's a bit of a metal sample at the end. Alright, so here's the video that I've been asked to make for years and years, even though I've only owned this amp for about 2 hours. Basically what you would see whenever I would release like a video, it used to be just a video with the Mesa dual rectifier, and every time it would be, the JCM 800 has way more gain than the dual rectifier. Then I would do a video on like a Mark V, and same thing, JCM 800 has got way more gain in it. And then hit the angle videos, and then, you know, the VHT, believe it or not, I got some of those comments on that. But what you would see, especially when I would make like a Marshall versus Marshall video, all the comments would be the same. It would be, well, not all of them, but the JCM 800 comments would all be the same. Yeah, not a JCM 800. JCM 800 got the most gain out of any amp in the world. And when you would do videos where an amp was boosted, the JCM 800 comments were always, JCM 800, most gain out of any amp, you don't even need to throw a boost in front of it. You can get the exact Metallica tone right there. So, with this video, there's a few things that I do want to cover, and then again there's a metal sample at the end, but I've only had the amp for two hours, and I made this within the first half hour of owning it. So like honestly, I need a little more time before I get like proper videos going and stuff like that. But I want to talk about why I never bought it before, and why I'm buying it now. And I do want to make a statement here, like most people have not played a JCM 800 who leave comments on videos about JCM 800s. So one of the reasons that I've never bought it before was because all of the different, I don't know if you would say recommendations, but everyone would say like, oh man, just try out a JCM 800, try a JCM 800, best amp you'll ever play. You know, it's got so much gain to it, like Metallica used it. They used a modded JCM 800. No one really says it's a modded Marshall, you know, along with like a Mark II C+, or anything else, but everyone would tell me how heavy this amp is. And no one would ever tell me, you know, I own it, so you should try it. So I never tried it at somebody's house who owns it. I always tried it in a music store without a boost. And not very loud. And that was always, I don't really like playing amps in music stores. It's nice trying things out, but I hate playing loud in a music store because, you know, some people are there to actually walk in and buy an instrument, not be, you know, have their ears assassinated from someone who may or may not buy something. If that makes any sense to you. I find it's an inconvenience. I don't even like trying out guitars that often in music stores. I usually can tell if I'm going to buy a guitar after like 3 chords and a tiny lick. I hate sitting there playing, because what ends up happening if you're playing what you normally play at home, then someone usually hears it who's either there with their girlfriend or someone who's there with a buddy, and then they grab a guitar, and then it's magically this competition as opposed to actually trying to enjoy an instrument that you might purchase, if that makes any sense. So anyway, what would happen is I would play the amp, and I would turn the preamp gain up, and I would turn the volume up to where it's not killing anybody, and I wouldn't hear what everyone's telling me. Everyone's like, oh, it's such a, oh. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have this high gain amp when I'm playing it. So, I always found that it sounded good with a Fender Strat, but I wasn't always a Fender Strat player. So fast forward to now, where I have 6 Fender Strats and 3 Fender Telecasters, and I'm thinking to myself a JCM 800 might be a really good idea. And then at that point, I play very loud in here. All of my cabinets are in a different room. They're mic'd in a different room, and there's sound treatment in there. So I figured, you know what? Now's the time to actually jump in and get it. So that being said, I still believe that most people who have opinions, high opinions on JCM 800s, have never played them. I do find that there's a lot more benefit that I was missing from not playing loud and not throwing a boost out in front of it. But at the same time, when you listen to this metal sound sample here, I think I used too much low end, which is fine because I mean it's my first recording. I want to just get something very quickly done so I could kind of test out and see where I'm going wrong with the settings, which is always a good thing to do when you get a new amp. But yeah, it's a work in progress right now, but I'm seeing a lot more benefits that I was missing from playing it without a boost or just playing it in the store. So there's going to be more videos on it. I'm going to shut up because I know I talk way too much. And here's a metal sample with a solo that I think sounds like there's a slight octave fuzz to it, which makes no sense.